Hi, I'm Carla Kariolich and welcome to my coaching profile. I made this video because I wanted to share more about myself as a coach with you, and I also wanted to tell you about my perspective on three topics that are very important to most coaching relationships. So specifically, that covers contracting, confidentiality, and assessment. If you're interested in working with me, it'll be a good sneak preview of what to expect. To tell you a little bit more about myself, I have 3 years of coaching experience at a privately held company. I'm currently pursuing academic training in coaching through a certification offered at Northwestern University, and I'm also pursuing this as a complement to my master's degree in learning and organizational change. With respect to the work that I do around team coaching, I really view myself as a facilitator who helps team leaders get better results. I help team leaders become more aware of their blind spots and unconscious team dynamics that are constraining their performance. And when I work with my clients on this, we really learn about their situation, develop solutions, test them, adapt and course correct as necessary, and get better results for them and their team. If you're wondering how I define a leader and then what that means for the people I work with as clients, I'll tell you how I define a leader. It is, to me, a leader is somebody who influences others in order to accomplish a goal. So the people that I work with can be directors, managers, or individual contributors in an organization. I begin all coaching relationships with contracting. This might sound like a legal term, but it's not really a legal process. Contracting is more about creating some guidelines, some groundwork for a successful coaching relationship. So when we engage in contracting, we'll have probably spent some time getting to know each other and deciding that we want to work together. And when we move into the contracting stage, we'll talk about the purpose of the coaching engagement, how we're going to assess performance, the duration of the engagement, and things that are a little bit tactical, but also that are oriented towards getting good results for you. We'll also agree to any payment terms and any fees at that time. We'll also discuss your expectations around confidentiality. Confidentiality is a really important part of having a successful coaching relationship. In order for us to learn from each other, we're going to have to be able to share information openly and honestly. And what confidentiality does is it gives us boundaries for us to be able to do that effectively. I define confidentiality as mutually agreed upon boundaries for how information that is shared within the coaching relationship is shared with others. Information that is shared between you and me as a coach is not information I'm going to share with other people. I do want to spend some time with you, however, to determine what confidentiality means to you, creating those boundaries, and also revisiting them as necessary. The last topic I wanted to cover was assessment. If you're already familiar with coaching, there may be some assessments that you've heard about, such as 360-degree feedback, the Hogan assessment, or strength finders. On the other hand, you might not be very familiar with assessment at all, and you might be curious about how it would benefit you. My perspective on assessments is that it's important to learn about really what a client expects or what they're already familiar with. Sometimes people come into contact with assessments and they're beneficial, and sometimes they're not. Sometimes people come in wanting to use something, and sometimes people just aren't interested at all. Whatever your perspective is, I want to learn more. When I use assessments, I prefer to use the assessments that are evidence-based because that is what gives us the best data. It's more reliable and more valid when we use evidence-based assessment. And I also really believe in debriefing my clients on what the assessment methodology looks like and what it is and is not meant to measure so that we can both get the best value out of the assessment results. I also recognize that assessments are not the only way to get to know a client and to have a client build self-awareness. So I do counterbalance assessments with observation and with reflective questioning. Some closing thoughts in this video that I want to share with you that I really do think that each coaching engagement and relationship is unique. And what's important to me is what a particular client needs, where they want to go, and how they're going to get there. So if you'd like to talk to me more about how I could help you become a better team leader, please feel free to reach out via my website or via email. Thanks and happy teaming.